go, that's better. It's very loud, that's what it is. Turn the volume down a wee bit. Just update my Twitch stream. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, first of all, we're going to adjust that music because it's really loud. Worrying that that was at 50%. Go back to doing some training. Can't remember where I got to now. Does it tell you anywhere? Let's try that one. So let's see what we've got. This is the long version.
Welcome to this lesson, where we begin in the warm-up area just short of the active runway, and will perform a conventional takeoff and basic handling drills. Interestingly, conventional takeoffs, or CTOs, aren't the default type of takeoff, although they are the easiest to perform. The Harrier was designed from the ground up as a VTOL aircraft, and as such, CTOs tend only to be used when asymmetric loadings or high crosswinds preclude the use of any other type of takeoff. In this mission, we will practice without any asymmetry or crosswinds for training purposes, but you should train with various configurations and weather conditions to become proficient when it counts. We will begin with pre-positioning and takeoff checks. Pre-positioning checks are performed in accordance with the mnemonic C-Waiver, which stands for Clock, Weapons, Avionics, IFF, Video Recording System, Electronic Countermeasures, and Radar Altimeter.
trying to fix my head tracking. I was not listening at all. I was not listening at all. Oh, and that's crashed. Hold on. Right, this should. Oh, now it's reset the mapping. Did. Right. Oh yes, the other thing, I watched a couple of videos and what it is said to do is change the tune this to 25. Okay. And put that one to 25. And that one to 25. Close enough. What else have we got? Okay, there's a bit of parking brake creep there. My computer just being really stuttery. What is going on? Right, anyway, let's get this started.
First, set the clock by pressing the timer or TMR button on the UFC. Select TTT with ODU 2 and then press ODU 1 and verify that the clock shows 8 AM. Next, press ODU 5 and check that the UTC time shows 4 AM. Verify that this is the same as the time shown in the cockpit watch and on the HUD. At this point, you could also set the desired time on target, but we don't need to do it for this sortie. Next, you would program your weapons via the UFC Weapons or WPN button and ODU. Since we aren't carrying weapons for this familiarization flight, we'll skip this step. It will be explained with greater detail in Stores Management Training Mission. Configure your avionics for the sortie. On the right MPCD, return to the menu on push button 18, press T-Pod on push button 13, and verify that the standby mode is underlined on push button 15. Set your FLIR by pressing menu, push button 18, and then FLIR, push button 1. Set the mode back to black or white by pressing push button 20.
Oh, wait, what? Set your 18.
Set up your TACAN by pressing the TCN button. Enter 6-7 on your scratch pad for Kabaletti and press enter. Next, turn it on by pressing the on-off button. You will notice a small take-in symbol appearing next to your aircraft on the left MPCD.
Enter.
Set up your video recording system by setting your VRS and MFCD/HUD switches as desired.
No idea.
Next, you would set your electronic countermeasure switches by performing a bid and monitoring for failures. This isn't necessary on our fan flight, so we'll skip it.
Yep, we'll just set that to auto.
Finally, set your radar altimeter low altitude warning to 4,900 feet. First, press Alt button on your UFC. Next, colonize GPS with ODU button 3 and check that the Ground Proximity Warning System, or GPWS, is colonized. Type 4900 and press Enter. You may leave bomb and pull-up queue, or PUC, uncolonized, as we will not be employing ordnance. Confirm that your canopy is locked and that your canopy close light is extinguished.
Yep. Canopy close light. Where's that? Don't know.
Make sure that the ejection seat is armed by checking that the ground safety control handle on the right side of the seat is closed and pointing down. Recheck that your standby instruments match.
Yep, whatever.
In instrument meteorological conditions, or IMC, or at night, we would turn on the APU. Since it's clear and unlimited, we'll leave this off. Ensure the anti-skid switch is in the on position.
Caution.
Next, we will check our abort numbers for the field we're on. On the right MPCD, select Menu on push button 18, select VREST on push button 8, and box Short Takeoff. On the ODU, select Field Data, or FDAT, with ODU button 4, colonize Runway Distance, or RDIS, with ODU button 1, and input a runway length of 7870 feet into the scratch pad, confirming your entry with the Enter button on the UFC. The length is the distance between the start of your takeoff roll and the long field arresting gear if installed.
This is working.
Colonize runway heading, or RHDG, with ODU button 2, enter a runway heading of 244 degrees magnetic, and confirm your entry with the Enter button on the UFC. Colonize ground wind, or GWND, with ODU button 3, enter a ground wind direction of 238 degrees magnetic and a magnitude of 0.2 knots, and confirm your entries with the Enter button on the UFC.
Let's face it, I'm never doing anything.
Verify that dry runway, or RDRY, is colonized in ODU window 5, as we are experiencing dry runway conditions. If it isn't, press the button. Calculate your abort criteria by pressing the abort button on push button 16 on your VREST stow page. Your abort speed, or ASPD, and stopping distance, SDST, values will be displayed. We will talk about the others during the short takeoff and landing lesson. Place your altitude, or ALT switch, in the radar or RDR position. Make sure that your INS knob is in the IFA position to ensure a tightly coupled GPS and INS throughout your flight.
Caution, caution.
Turn your approach light on. Next, we will begin our takeoff checklist, which consists of another series of finger checks, so named because they are signaled and confirmed with the fingers extended. The first check is a 1-finger configuration check, followed by either a 2-finger dry acceleration check or a 5-finger wet acceleration check. Conventional takeoffs, or CTOs, are typically used in high crosswind conditions or with asymmetric stores loaded on the aircraft that put it out of limitations for a short takeoff, or STOW, or rolling vertical takeoff, or RVTO. Begin 1-finger checks by pressing the VSTOL Master Mode button to colonize the ODU with VSTOL options. Select Nozzle Rotation Airspeed, or NRAS, with ODU button 1 and enter a value of 135 knots in the scratch pad. Confirm entry with the Enter button on the UFC. This will box the HUD airspeed indicator when the aircraft has reached the entered speed. Normally used to indicate when to rotate the nozzles, in a conventional takeoff we will use this as an indication to rotate the aircraft off the ground. Select Pitch Carrots, or PC, with ODU button 2 and verify a default setting of 14 degrees in the scratch pad, and confirm with the Enter button. This sets the pitch carrots to 6 degrees above the horizon, where we will seek to place the depressed altitude indicator, or Widget's hat, for an accelerating transition into wing-borne flight, or, in the case of a conventional takeoff, a positive rate of climb. Ensure the short takeoff, or stow stop lever, is stowed in its full aft position. Trim the stabilator to 2 degrees nose down.
I'm sorry, do what now? Trim the stabilizer? I have no idea what that is.
Set flaps to auto, observe 25 degrees in the flaps position indicator, and verify that no warning, caution, or advisory lights are illuminated. Set the nozzle lever to 50 degrees and verify that the engine display panel matches, and that the flaps remain at 25 degrees with no droop light. Reset the nozzle lever to 10 degrees.
Which is the option 21.
We will not be using the VRES computer for rotation speed, as it does not calculate performance for conventional takeoffs.
That's nice.
Request permission from tower to take the active runway.
I've skipped a page. Is that one of these ones? Request.
Cobble Eddy, Dodge 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
I requested permission.
Cobble Eddy, Dodge 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
Does that mean my radios are not set?
When you receive the clearance, release the brakes and taxi onto the runway, steering the aircraft onto the runway center line.
Serious lack of steerage.
Caution, caution. Caution, caution. Caution, caution.
Was my brake key not working? Can't remember what brakes was. Right, I need some brakes. What else can it possibly be called? facepalm if I could spell break. Idiot. Wow. I don't even know where they're from. I really don't think I should have been taxiing this far. Whoa! Doesn't like braking hard then. Don't see any incomings. This mission's stuffed up, so I'm just gonna go 10 degrees. Full throttle, starts to move.
altitude,
Oh, shut up. That's now the actual altitude. So, what you said before, the landing light is still on at 200 feet and trim is all over the place. Orange. 80 knots. No idea what the landing speed is.
Landing. Gear. Landing.
Like a cloud. Maybe chuck on one up when not cleared. So where are we? Oh, we're way down there. Okay. It's a pretty cool damage model though.